Well, at this point, we're looking for to get started on the Roggeveen apartments, and we will begin the permitting process within the next 2 months on the big plan for the residential, which is what passed town meeting.
We haven't gotten to that area yet.
No, but we're about to. It sort of stretches, the footprint stretches quite a bit of a distance.
What is this area in here?
Kim Gawacki owns this corner. So.
Oh, he does, okay.
Yeah, and it's commercial. So
commercial.
Cape Cod Express owns this as well. That Walter sold to them before we were even in the picture. And Coca-Cola rents from us up there on that. So if you'd like to, we can go in the gate.
Okay.
So where we are right now is kind of the one corner of our residential development proposal, and this is at least what we'll be doing is there's a whole footprint of space. The single-family homes will be closer to Daffodil, Evergreen, the residential areas on that.
Is that Daffodil over there?
That is the back end of Skyline, if you can believe it.
Oh, that's Skyline.
Yeah, so you got Daffodil and Evergreen going this way, and you got Skyline over here, and we essentially bump up against all of it.
All of this in here.
And this end of it, closer to the commercial side of things, will be where the apartments are, and then there'll be a number of buildings. So, and those will then move into the single-family homes, which, because as I said, we're working on the site plan right now, and we're looking to do about 100 single-family homes on 5,000 square foot lots, situated in a nice little layout, frankly, with roads.
But you don't build them.
We are going to build. We're going to have lots for sale, and we are going to build some of the homes as well.
You will build some?
We'll build some.
Who is Mr. Paxton? Who is he?
Paston?
Paston.
Phil Paston is a...
Can I keep going this way?
Yep. Yeah, Phil Paston has been in this business for quite a long time, and he's also come to the island for quite a long time. His father and his uncle own a house on Eel Point Road. And Phil, has been in the business of residential development. He did Witherspoon many on the island as well as off the island.
Where's Witherspoon?
Next to Naushop.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he did that. Okay.
This goes to Evergreen. It's going to be blocked off, so you don't quite want to go here. One of the things we've done.
Well, what about access?
Well, we'll open it up again when the summer comes, but frankly, we have a gate here too. But we have people taking the gate down and dumping. And so we just put these barriers up because...
Like dumping garbage and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, just, it's been a long time place for people to just know they could throw something and nobody would know. And so one of the first things we had to do is actually put a...
I'll turn around over here.
Yeah, basically control that so that we didn't get anything here we weren't aware of.
How are these people feel about you guys?
This is our property. They rent from us.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what about this development over here? Are they okay? I mean,
yeah. The Evergreen development is...
Well, you got Evergreen here, and then you got Skyline, and...
Right.
I mean, with that many houses, that much density...
Right.
You're going to need another way out. You can't just have it on Old South, or is that the plan?
We would rather not have any roads that go through, frankly. We had a meeting with another subdivision issue, and the folks came out from Skyline, and it's not official yet, but I think we're going to be able to accommodate both the planning board's desire to have the access at some point, and also the residents' desire to monitor that. And the way we're going to do it is basically we'll probably put in place enough to match, but we won't connect the roads. And it'll be up to the Board of Selectmen someday to make the decisions to connect or not to connect. But at this point in time,
I see.
It's not...
Because, I mean, if you're buying something in here... Right. You're going to,
look at Naushop, though. Naushop, you go in, you come out. I mean...
Well, that's it.
I mean, they've got more... They've got much more... They're the same density, and they have many more homes than we're planning. So we've got a traffic planner working on mitigation for Old South Road and how we're going to handle it. Yeah. And there'll be improvements. But
what is your thought on that? What do you think should happen to Old South Road?
I think first of all, the town should actually. There's already a problem on Old South Road.
Oh yeah.
So, years ago, and I must say, ultimately, I look back at that as one of the drop balls that.
That's just. Well, I can't go down there.
It looks a little muddy, but that backs up to Mayflower and to eventually Evergreen as well.
Oh, okay. So that's another.
So that is all the way straight.
This is a road here, though, that's going to be part of the development, right? Is that the road?
No, not
Oh.
yet. I mean, it's just how it's been accessed up to
Oh,
now.
all right, okay. So you back to what your thoughts are
Yeah,
on
the traffic on Old South Road needs to be addressed at the Rotary, and it needs to be addressed at Fairgrounds. There's no doubt about it. You can't. Part of the issues are that we back up as we try to get onto the Rotary. If you've noticed from Milestone, you've got that extra lane, so it flows better. You never see it back up necessarily down Milestone. You know, when the town proposed, or Mike Burns proposed years ago, many years ago, like 10 years ago, to put another lane in all of the lanes around the Rotary. And that would, if that was actually done, would really help things a lot. All right? It's, first of all. Second of all, Fairgrounds Road. You need a turning lane, you know, there's no doubt about it. You own the water company property, it's not hard to do. We go down there too if you want to see if you can.
Yeah.
You know, that would be really helpful as well in terms of the current issues. But you know, the ultimate, you know, those things are really important. And
what about widening it?
Well, you know, we're not even getting there yet, but I think what we can, you know, with our development, the good thing is whatever the retail spaces, whatever we're gonna, you know, we're not gonna have numerous accesses onto Old South Road, right? It'll just be one or two. And so it's not like, part of the problem is you go down, every one of those shops, retail shops, causes someone to turn left into it, which backs up the road, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you were able, you know, I was saying at one point in time to some of the planning staff, you know, having an access, and this is just my idea, a service road behind, you know, Fisaro's, you know, where the town has land, Fisaro's and the bake shop and the like would be really helpful because it would stop those left-hand turns, right?
Right.
So, you know, what we're going to do is face inward. We're not going to have multiple retail, you know, accesses. It'll be, the flow will be definitely better. I mean, I think you'll anticipate a turning lane from us in terms of, you know, ultimately how that works out. But the phasing will be carefully monitored so that as we go through and build, we will mitigate according to where we are volume-wise. I mean, this is not going to happen overnight, right? It's not going to be a matter of boom, you know, instant homes, instant apartments.
Yeah.
And so there'll be a lot of conversation and discussion, and already we've got the traffic planner looking at what are the thresholds to essentially make different mitigations a reality. But it would, you know, whatever we do, we could create pretty much anything, but it's not going to help until the Rotary improves and Fairgrounds improves. Just not.
You got a lot of work here in itself. I mean, to just get
like
this place cleaned up.
I know.
Unreal.
I know. There's a lot of people don't know this is back here.
No, they don't.
You know?
I've never been back.
Look at all this down here.
It's amazing.
Look at, there's like shit. Do you know how much we've moved out of here already?
Unbelievable.
It's really amazing. It's amazing.
This is the commercial area.
Yeah, and in the middle.
What is this over here?
This is currently zoned for the apartments. So it's the district that we're at least going to change into residential. So this is all going to change sooner
This
or
will
later.
be residential.
Yeah. Right now it's commercial use, but this will be the apartments, which is that mixed use component. So that's why it can be both.
And you're selling them with a lot and a house on them for a certain price?
The apartments we're always going to rent. The houses,
yes.
the houses.
About 800, did I hear? How much you're selling houses?
It's all going to depend on the mitigation that we're going to be involved, you know, in terms of what we have to do, and we're trying to come up with that price point right now. But the hope is to make them competitively affordable, and of course 26 of them have to be affordable by definition.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, this is where all the porta potties are.
Nantucket Septic.
Whoever knew? I didn't know they were here, but you know they're around.
Well, you say you get around a lot, but you haven't been back here.
I mean, this is good. I'm really glad we did this. This is amazing.
This is my world.
Wow.
Yeah, so Scott Bamber is next. I mean, there's a lot of McGarvey masonries in here.
But this could stay the same.
This, yes.
I mean, this really,
On the
you're not going
left-hand
to get
side,
touched.
absolutely.
It's up to the person to do whatever they want.
Well,
with it.
we're renting it, so, but we will, keep it as use for what's really needed on the island, which is commercial industrial. There's not that much space right now for a lot of these guys to go. And, when you need to put trucks somewhere, when you need to put, landscape materials and vehicles and masonry and the forms for the, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to put things like that.
Still residential here?
It will be residential here.
Yep.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Walter has a life interest in this component of it, so that's what those boats and all that are still his.
Okay.
This big field, we've gone forward
All right.
for retail spaces.
Yeah, we'll pull in here. You can show me that.
And then if you want to go to the right, I'll show you the other parts.
Oh, like here?
No. Well,
Oh.
this is one of our buildings, but yes.
This guy wanted to get past me anyway. Oh yeah, I remember this place. So this is one of your buildings.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
Are you
currently
going to
renting
is this going to stay commercial or residential?
This particular spot, I was just going through this with Dave. This will turn into part of the residential footprint. Yeah.
Oh, it will. Wow. Yeah, okay.
This is one of our proposals for the retail liner buildings. You see how in Old South Road, how some of the buildings are up against the road more or less, or they come along and they're parallel with Old South Road?
Okay.
We're going to do a couple more as
Let's go over there.
extended from the diner on down.
Oh, all right.
So in this field, we have local businesses that have already, these are their buildings basically, and they'll be right along the corner here.
Let's go over here.
See how they're...
Now, this is one of the buildings you're going to build?
This is one of them, and then this is the other second
So
proposal.
that looks more like office space than it does. What would it be inside there?
2 stores.
What, do you know
Local.
what they're going to be?
I think so. We haven't signed, but we
Okay.
can't talk about it
All right,
yet.
that's fine.
Okay. And they'll be right up here in the corner, so they'll end the parking lot, and there'll be these 2 spaces, much like the building that used to be Bert Johnson's office. I don't know what it is now, but they'll be frontage, they'll look like they're facing, or they'll be acceptable to Old South Road, but they'll really face this way. So the parking will be here.
I see.
You see?
And they'll face us or back this way?
They'll face this way.
I see, okay.
Okay. One of them actually goes this way, and the other
you'll
one
pull
goes...
in right where you pull in for the diner?
Yeah, and temporarily we're going to have the road go behind the liquor store there, so it'll go that way. Yeah, into and ultimately the traffic configuration will change a few times depending on how much is here, but so that's exciting for us. That's our first retail space.
When is that going to happen?
Well, we proposed it to HCC, and we'll go back to HCC in a couple of weeks, and ultimately, once they approve it, then we'll bring it to the planning board, and then once we get the apartments underway, we'll be looking to get these open for next season.
For next season, sure.
Yeah. We're going to be really careful because people are concerned that this is going to be overdeveloped or not Nantucket-like. I mean, this is the last place you're going to find anybody giving a nod to someplace that is not going to feel organic to the island. And I do think that we're sensitive to it. We don't want to, it's our own values are based on it, so we are going to be very sensitive to that. And the good news for us is that there is so much property that it does mean that we can be a little bit more flexible with respect to pricing and things like that. So we could possibly see a brand new restaurant by a brand new entrepreneur. Yeah, so I said to a friend of mine, let's build a neighborhood. This is about potential.